Saw this story pretty early on in the week from I think the New York Times, and and it's quite literally maybe one of the best pieces, maybe one of the best stories, maybe one of the most appropriate things for us to talk about on this podcast. When the title of the article reads, Elon Musk has brought Starlink internet to indigenous tribes located deep within the Amazon rainforest. And this is 100% real, okay? And when you hear that title, you can't help but think, like, why? And so then my brain instantly went conspiracy theory, okay? My brain instantly went, like, this is all part of, like, Elon Musk, like, two-phase plan, right? He's going to gain the love and trust of the indigenous people by providing them with this magic box that gives them boobies, okay? So they can then tune them into future employees. They're going to turn them into future employees of his giga solar plant that he will inevitably build when he bulldozes 3/4 of the rainforest to make way for it. What better way to store power and provide the entire planet with solar panels, electricity, electric vehicles, electric this, electric that? He's going to need a rainforest full of solar panels. You know what I mean? And so what better way to store power than the sunniest place on Earth? So once he has the kids and teenagers and inevitably their parents of the indigenous tribes hooked on Instagram, we can essentially then manipulate them to do whatever you want. Because Daddy Elon just has to come in and say, hey, I'm taking these Starlinks back. Or actually, hey, I'm moving the Starlinks over here. And if you want to keep using them, you have to move over here too. And then when they move over there to go get the Starlink, he's going to come in with a bulldozy-doze and put in 500 acres of solar panels. Maybe just a theory. Now, I highly actually doubt Elon's going to cut down the rainforest, okay? Because if we cut down all the trees in the rainforest, it would indeed be much sunnier since the dense canopy currently blocks a significant amount of sunlight. However, deforestation would lead to severe environmental consequences such as loss of biodiversity, disruption in the water cycle, and contribution to climate change. While a cleared rainforest area might seem ideal for solar panels due to increased sunlight, the environmental impact of such an action would be catastrophic. Instead, it's better to explore solar farms in already cleared or degraded lands where, they won't cause further ecological damage. Of course, you know what I mean? Is exactly what I said. And so, obviously, the New York Times did a piece. And so they did a piece where they went and they took a bunch of photos and interviewed a bunch of these indigenous tribe members in the Amazon rainforest who now have internet access. And obviously, along with the Starlinks, they of course dropped off, whatever batch of Obama phone, Android, whatever phones, probably a bunch of iPhone like 7s or something, whatever foundation, whatever third party service, this is all running through, they now have access to the internet. And it's just utterly shocking that this is where we're at, okay? As the speeches dragged on, eyes drifted to screens. Teenagers scrolled Instagram, one man texted his girlfriend, and men crowded around a phone streaming a soccer match while the group's first female leader spoke. Just about anywhere, A scene like this would be mundane, but this was happening in a remote indigenous village in one of the most isolated stretches of the planet. The Marubo, I think is how you say it. The Marubo people have long lived in communal huts scattered hundreds of miles along the river deep in the Amazon rainforest. They speak their own language, take ayahuasca to connect with rainforest spirits, and trap spider monkeys to make soup or keep as pets. They don't know anything. They have not a clue what the United States is, who humans are, technology, McDonald's, anything. What you are doing right now, look around you. Your mattress, your carpet, your phone, the clothing you are wearing, your sunglasses, the gun in your glove box, everything that you have and are doing, they have no knowledge of. They know nothing. They would know nothing to do if you dropped a car. It's just like whatever the movie is. What is it? The Gods Must Be Crazy, when the Coca-Cola bottle falls from the sky and the indigenous tribe has no idea what to do with it. The gods must be crazy. Why would they give them this insane piece of technology? Whatever this is, they have not a single clue what anything means when it comes to you and I and how we interact and English and the human people. Unlike the rest of the third party, the rest of the world, they have preserved this way of life for hundreds of years through isolation. Some villages can take a week to reach, but since September, the Marlboro tribe have had high-speed internet thanks to Elon Musk. The 2,000-member tribe, 2,000. If you take all the people that live in my community, that's how many that is. Take all of your neighbors. Oh my God, you can't fathom 2,000 people who have no idea what a bacon cheeseburger is. Because on any given day, they're turning spider monkeys into a stew. The 2,000-member tribe is one of hundreds across Brazil that are suddenly logging on with Starlink, the satellite internet service from SpaceX, Mr. Musk private space company. Since its entry into Brazil in 2022, Starlink has swept across the world's largest rainforest, bringing the web to one of the last offline places on Earth. Okay, now it makes sense. Elon wants the world to be connected so that when you and I decide to go to the rainforest, we can still call and FaceTime our friends from our iPhone 15 Pro Max Plus, whatever Apple Intelligence that they're launching next week. It's just, so I get Elon's doing it. He didn't directly do it for the people of the tribe, but now that they have it, it's just nice to have, and they have it. Why not? I mean, so naturally, like the article states, it was all uphill. It was all fine and dandy. When it arrived, everyone was happy. When it arrived, everyone was happy, said Tsainama Marubo, 73, the leader of the tribe. I'm just going to call him the leader, okay? Tsainama, I'm going to call him. He's 73 years old. When it arrived, everyone was happy. 73 years old, sitting on the dirt floor of her village's Malaka, a 50-foot tall hut where they sleep, cook, and eat together. The internet brought clear benefits, like video chats with faraway loved ones and calls for helps in emergency. But now things have gotten worse, she said. So exactly, that was the point. That was the whole point of this. That was the whole point. If something happens to them, there's no communication with the outside world. They can't communicate with other tribes. It takes a week to walk there. By that time, someone has already passed. They could have saved them if they had a little bit of modernization, or if someone could call for help, or if anything, if we could just help these people in any sort of way. We were supposed to be helping them, and that was the goal. But not anymore. Not anymore. Lately, the youth have become less interested in making such dyes and jewelry, she said. Young people have gotten lazier because of the internet. She said they're learning the way of the white people. Ow! Get him a Dunkin' Donuts hat. Get him a visor. The indigenous tribe has had the internet for 4 months. They just got it in 2024. And the leader, their first female leader, is quoted directly saying that her tribe members have stopped working, become lazy, and, quote, are learning the way of the white people. Oh, no. Then she paused. She said they're learning the way of the white people. Then she paused. But please don't take our internet away. You fiend. They're all fiending. They're all fiending. After only, 9 months. After only 9 months with Starlink, the tribe are already grappling with some challenges that have racked American household for years. For years, we've been dealing with these issues, and just 9 months in, babes down in the Amazon got it. They're dealing with teenagers glued to their phones, group chats full of gossip, addictive social networks, online strangers, violent video games, scams, misinformation, and minors watching pornography. The teenagers of the indigenous tribe are now addicted to Instagram and pornography. And if that just isn't the grand old stamp of the American dream, we went and took, we didn't, but Elon, so it theoretically represents the United States. It's essentially what, come on. They're the billionaires. They run the world. Elon gave them the internet, and they are now becoming addicted to porn. And it's just, wow. What a Instagram and pornography. Modern society has dealt with these issues over decades as the internet continues its relentless march. The tribe and other indigenous tribes who have recently got this modern technology are now confronting the internet's potential and peril all at once while debating what it will mean for their identity and culture. Listen, they're gonna, oh my God, they're going to expedite their evolution. They are going to go from a leader of a tribe to, I guarantee you, a single form government just like we have in the matter of a year. There is going to be a follow-up story, and the tribe that we're following that's now addicted to Instagram and porn, I am telling you, will have a ruling government, and they'll have their own currency, and they will pretty much mimic and imitate everything that the United States, whatever Biden or Trump or whoever they choose to follow in their own space. I guarantee you, they have just expedited their evolution is about to become, they're going to have, what's going to happen? Oh man, I can't wait. And this is only the beginning. This is only the beginning. They've only had it for less than a year. I mean, look at this guy. I mean, this guy's just sitting here. The first thing they did when it got there was sign up for Facebook and Instagram accounts as soon as it got there. For what? For who? What are they getting on for? Better to watch this podcast. Shout out to all of our Indigenous viewers. If you're watching this from the Amazon rainforest, hit the like button, hit subscribe. You're not gonna regret it. You're not gonna regret it. You're not gonna regret it. It's one of, and like, look, this guy right here, look at the caption. The caption under this, I'm not making this up. Because Elon Musk dropped off Starlink, well, not Elon Musk himself, but because these people now have access to the internet, this says Enrique has split, and that's not his name because I can't actually pronounce it. It's fine. They don't have their own language. I don't know how to pronounce it. How do you pronounce it? They don't have their own language. It's fine. Enrique has split his life between the forest and the city, working at one point as a graphic designer for Coca-Cola, a once 9 months ago indigenous tribe who has their own language, never knew what a bacon cheeseburger was, or a city, or a Coca-Cola, or a group chat, or what an Instagram was. And they are now splitting their time from the responsibilities of smashing berries and making dyes to make their clothing and jewelry out of wood and scraps and grass and mud and shit. Between that and going to the city and being an intern as a graphic designer for Coca-Cola. These are the opportunities that Elon Musk is providing for the world. If not for you here in America, for the world. Listen to me. If a man from an indigenous tribe can get a job as a graphic designer at Coca-Cola while balls deep in the Amazon rainforest, you sitting at home complaining about whatever job you got, you driving to work at 7 a.m. with that miserable look on your face, and don't tell me it's not, because I witnessed it, bitch. I saw you drive by in a donut costume with that miserable look on your face. If this man can change his life in 9 months, getting a job at Coca-Cola, you have no reason to complain. And that's what Elon Musk does. That's what Elon Musk does for the indigenous people. Are 99.9% of them addicted to social media and pornography? Yes. Is this guy just the 1%? Absolutely. But all I'm saying is it's where we've ended. You can obviously, no matter where you are, talk about started from the bottom. Now we're here from Amazonian rainforest to Coca-Cola. There's no limit. He is most unsettled by the pornography. He said young men were sharing explicit videos in group chats, a stunning development for a culture that frowns on kissing in public. We're worried young people are going to want to try it, he said, of the graphic sex depicted in the videos. He said some leaders had told him they had already observed more aggressive sexual behavior from young men. Alfredo and Enrique, as the heads of the as heads of the tribe association, were already political rivals, but their disagreement over the internet has created a bitter dispute. After Miss Datura and Miss Renuro delivered the antennas, Alfredo reported them for lacking proper permission from federal authorities to enter protected indigenous territory. Ooh, the satellites might be illegal. In turn, Miss Datura criticized Alfredo for interviews, and Enrique said he was not welcome at the tribal meeting. So there's drama. It's drama. It's creating drama within the tribe, and that's what the internet does. If the internet does one thing, it creates and stores and holds and is drama. This podcast creates drama. I'm sure there are people who have seen this podcast that think that don't agree, or think that what I'm doing isn't appropriate, or whatever it might be. We all got the drama. But listen, the porn was just the beta test, okay? First of all these indigenous, all the tribal members, all the male teens, you're going to see them jacking off, and you're going to see them fucking. You're going to see them fucking in the middle of the rainforest, and it's going to be hilarious. It's going to be hilarious. Like in Madam Web 2, when she inevitably goes back to the rainforest to get more spider venom because she's like getting her sight back or something, whatever she needs to do in the next Madam Web iteration, there's just going to be the tribal members are just going to be jacking one off in the middle of the rainforest because now they've got Starlink, the internet, and are, waiting for Madam Web to show up. And so listen, the porn was just, and of course we can assume that was just beta. That was just beta. Now that these guys are typings, get them DraftKings. Get them DraftKings. Get them a promo code, send them a crate. Send them a crate of President Biden's prepaid Visa cards, get them the DraftKings app, and get them promo code WAD at checkout. Promo code WAD at checkout, first-time buyers when you get DraftKings, and get them signed up. Get them hooked on gambling, get them hooked on porn, get them hooked on social media, and you now have 2,000 more voters. What better way to get more votes than the indigenous tribes of the Amazon rainforest? I think the Brazilian government's going to love it. You're going to be boosting the economy. If you send $1,000 to each of those 2,000 tribe members, that's like $2 million. That's so much money for the Amazon economy. That's so much money. Get them on DraftKings. They'll match their losses. They'll keep going. They'll gamble till their hearts drop. Give them each $500 and get them subscribing. Get them on Netflix subscriptions. Get them on pro models. Get the economy in the Amazon rainforest. Now that we've got them on the free stuff, now that they know about the hub and the Instagram and all the other freeness, we need the freemium model to start kicking in. Send in the premium prepaid Visa debit cards, please. Let's go. DraftKings.com. Promo code WAD at checkout. You'll get $500 free gambling. It's not an ad. Don't actually do that. It doesn't exist. But this is the next steps. We're going to have an article next year about how the indigenous tribes in the Amazon rainforest have now moved out of the rainforest into the city, and they're just degenerate gamblers, and they're homeless, and they're begging on the streets. And that is the Americanization of the Amazon rainforest. You know what I mean? It's perfect. It's perfect. It's perfect, and it's what we do.